There you go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening to all of you who will be watching the recording or all over the world. Welcome to Build Exclusively with Antonio T. Smith Jr. Today is Friday, July 14th, 2023, as of this recording. Excited? All right. Excited to be back home. I'm done state hopping for right now. Glad to be back home. And Antonio was, I don't know what,
Grace,
sir.
is it true you out there looking for a husband?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Is that what he said? Is that what he
I'm
said?
just,
Wait a minute.
I'm just
Probably
checking.
did. I mean, I don't remember saying that, but I'm sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. It sounds exactly
But you
like
out there
something
being
I'm saying.
fast, Grace.
No.
Don't be trying to smell like hot dog water.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was my parents' driver because they are in their 70s now. And I'm like, yeah, no, y'all can't take those long rides no more and drive that stuff. Let me come on. So, but yeah, we had a great time and we're back. So
Driving Miss Daisy.
that's it.
Cue
Oh,
the music.
so yesterday, Antonio had people want to punch him in the face and stuff because he was, see, I know, see Jerome, I know, okay, I can always count on Jerome and Adonia, okay.
But Grace, I'm going to say something and don't tell Antonio I said this. I don't know what the hell happened to him last night,
No,
but he was off the hook.
he was.
And I was blown away. I'm
Yes,
sitting
he
there going,
was. And I'm adding it to it too. Yes, he was. And yeah, don't tell him that I'm still feeling some attitude kind of way. Yeah, so me too. Me too. Sorry.
No worries. He won't know. He didn't hear a thing. Okay. So, so yes, yesterday's
I know
call.
he don't pay attention to us too much no way. So it's good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he just over there smiling for nothing. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, last night, Pat Bender. Oh my goodness. Yes. Pat Bender was, whew, okay. I mean, he read all the feminists in a good way. Okay, in a good way. And he found out that feminists eat mayonnaise. I don't understand it, but okay. But without further ado, okay. All the way from G-Town, Galveston, Texas.
Yeah, that mayonnaise thing did get me. I'm still there's some research in there somewhere that needs to be done. There's something there. There's something there.
The millionaire maker, innovator, and creator. Founder of Density 6, as well as ATSJR Companies, Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr.
All right. Good morning to all of you, grand rising, sleepings, upseas, however you greet yourselves this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm gonna leave that one out. All of those, yes, all of those greetings. Got a couple of things to talk about.
Dr. Robert Schuller is who you were quoting there. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Yes, let us rejoice and be glad in it. Grace, I want to talk about conference. Put that down for me. I want to talk about company. Put that down for me. I don't need to talk about right on leg because it's part of everything. It's happening in the background. Let's see. And then what did I leave? Oh, yes. And then I need to combine. I need that list again, a list of 17. That's yeah. I need to do blogs, quotes, something all the way like magazines, something, whatever it was. And which should I do first?
Is your topic conference and company?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'm just going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I just drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Drop it in the chat. The topic is whatever it was supposed to be yesterday.
Okay.
Yes, I just don't remember. You had to ask Diana, but I just put some treats in her hand, and yes.
All right.
She's trying. You gotta put your mic on so they can see. It don't really look like anything.
Okay. Can y'all see it yet?
Kind of. It's blurry.
It's a little
Like,
blurry.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, that's my background. Let me see if I can fix that from my phone.
Okay. Easy.
Nope. Okay.
Made up
yeah.
a little treat yesterday.
Oh,
Susan would be proud. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you what's in it
yeah.
in a second. I'll tell you what's in it.
Okay. No, it's not working.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's oatmeal, chia seeds, almond milk, almond butter.
Bananas.
Yeah, it's a banana, but it's not that much. I think it's one. Put one banana in the whole thing.
I've eaten that
Yep.
scenario.
And
Now, do you do still cut oats? Organic still cut?
yeah, they're organic. They're
They're
organic.
the bigger ones or the little steel cut?
They're already cut for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not like regular oatmeals, but well, you'll see when you go to the store, they're steel cut, and that's a little bit more
Okay,
a little higher level, I guess I would say.
Well, we like higher level. We like
I know
higher
how
quality of living. Yes.
Yeah.
We like higher quality of living. And I even put some peanut butter in there too. Some natural, no sugar peanut butter.
Almond butter better for you. Peanut butter has
A bunch of other stuff in it.
yeah, I don't know the word to say. It's I'll think of it.
Yeah, there's a brand that I've been buying. It's a natural. It says it's got 90% peanut butter on the thing. Okay, this one right here. I do like this one. I should blow this picture up.
That's what I have.
Yeah, it's 90% peanut butter, 90% peanuts, and this has the back of it is pretty good. You know, when you read the back, it don't have all that crap on it. That's the one you got.
I put that on my whole grain toast.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it don't have all that stuff me and Susan talking about. You don't have all that in the back. But yeah. But it's pretty good though. It tastes like, and I made it like I put it in a little pie. You know, I convinced myself, Phil, it was a pecan pie, sweet potato pie. You understand? I convinced myself, you just gotta play these little tricks with your mind. Like, ooh, dessert, So there you go. Pretty good though, pretty good. So she is stuffing her face right now, tasting it, giving the taste test. Conference. No, this is already happening. If I'm telling you it's done, that you know how I am, Jerome. If I'm telling you it's done. What I don't have done yet is the date. I'm obviously thinking October-ish or something like that, but it will not be during hurricane season, even though technically October is hurricane season, it will not be. But grace these names, please, if you don't mind. Adonia, Jerome, Phil, Susan. I'm going too fast, my bad. Adonia, Jerome, Phil, Susan. Adonia, Jerome, Phil, Susan. And I had the whole list in my head 5 minutes ago.
Is Law on this list?
Yes, Law. Let me look at y'all. Adonia, Jerome.
Adonia.
And John Calloway. I knew I was missing somebody. John Calloway. I knew I was missing somebody. John Calloway. There it is. They already got their tickets. I already got their tickets. So there you go. These people already have their tickets. Now, you got to fly. I can't do nothing with that. Or you can do your online pass. I can't do nothing with that. I can't do nothing with your flight. You got to fly. But it's in Houston. It's in Houston. There's a nice place. It's in Houston. We'll talk about the date here, maybe in a little bit. We'll talk about the date, maybe in a little bit. But it's guaranteed. Y'all have tickets. John Calloway too. This is from the last time. Jerome, you know what I'm doing. You understand what I'm doing. You understand what I'm doing. So that's calling. I can get in my business for a second.
An inmate at Sorrel unit. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To receive, thank you for using C.A.S.H.F.L.O.W. You may start the conversation now. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I'm in a meeting right now. You might want to call Deanna.
Okay, I will just give you 30 seconds.
Okay.
You gotta get answer.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Grace, pick up.
Okay. All right. So yesterday, Antonio was talking about the scientific reason why you are struggling. I'm looking at these notes. I'm like, oh my gosh. But yesterday, he was, really telling us, hey, we're kind of the problem. It's not anybody else, it's us. But he did give the scientific reasons why we are struggling. Oh, okay, yes, the being overwhelmed part. This is okay because Antonio was like, wait a minute, hold on. Because being overwhelmed, it means that you're allergic to the breakthrough that you just had. I was like, oh, okay. So you're starting off early, punch people in the face. Goodness, okay. Wow, okay. Now, okay, and then when he said it's not that you don't understand, it's just that your program is not ready. Your programming is not ready for what you just heard. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. DeMarie, if you got anything in here, just come on and jump in.
And then how you can't reach, like the video he played, the reason why you can't reach your success is because you're not programmed for what you desire. So you struggle. So like you're always trying to reach it, but you can't quite reach it because you're not programmed for that desire. That you're not programmed for the end goal of that desire. So if you want the $30 million home, if you want the Bugattis in the driveway and the Olympic size swimming pool and the 5-car garage or the 25-car garage because you're a collector of antique cars and stuff like that, if you're not programmed for that, you won't reach it. You're going to struggle and you're going to always be trying to reach that goal. That hit me the most because it lets you know what you're not programmed for. And it helps you understand, okay, I'm not programmed for this. So let me start retraining myself so that I can be programmed for this wonderful, amazing desire that I want. Just like if I'll make it even simple. If you want to homeschool your kids, but you're struggling to do it, it's because you don't have the programming for that. So that's what I got out of it.
And we definitely gonna come back to it. We definitely, because I'm giving out all these notes and strategies, and if you don't have the programming to be successful, you're not going to do these things, or you're going to struggle to do them. So we'll definitely come back to that. Great breakdown. Add Pam Norris to that list for me. Deanna reminded me of Pam Norris. I knew I was forgetting. Add Pam Norris to that list. So
And
most
Tony
excellent.
Allen. Pam Norris and Tony Allen.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes, that's what I meant. And Tony Allen.
That's like saying Phil and Susan.
Yes, exactly. There's also another conference that y'all don't know anything about. Where's Chef J? Get Chef J. Where's too late? She get him. Another conference y'all don't know anything about. This conference is different. This conference is. Don't even worry about it. This conference is different. It's a gala. Think about this as gala, and just know that, Jerome, there's a comma in this price. There you go. And she's showing y'all on the screen. You got to talk so it'll be on the recording. It looks like doo-doo though.
No, why would you do that?
Sorry.
It was an accurate description.
There you go.
Oh,
Well, it's okay. That's okay. Eat the healthy doo-doo. Okay. Show us
Okay.
though.
Well, there's peanut. I definitely taste the peanut butter. Bananas. I see the almonds, the oats.
Oh, I did put almonds in there. Sure did. I did put.
That's
the
a
whole
lot of
almonds.
fat, a lot of fat in that.
Get him, Susan, get him.
Yeah, and a lot of calories. So you better burn them off with exercise.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, what was I
Antonio
gonna say?
introduced me to this quinoa dessert.
Quinoa is better. You can eat that
Not-
instead of oatmeal and put all the stuff in.
I'm sorry, not quinoa, chia seed dessert. Chia seeds, almond milk, almonds.
That's what it mostly is.
Yeah.
It looks
Oh,
like
that don't taste like it
it's,
does.
yeah, it's mostly the chia seeds and almond milk. It's
And they
mostly-
swell up. The chia seeds are
Yeah.
good.
And
Yeah.
it's a really good like pudding type of.
It's like 80% chia seeds. It's like
Oh,
80,
well, that's
80%.
good.
I like to
Yeah.
put berries in mine.
That's coming up next because I'm gonna do an apple cinnamon nutmeg one. No sugar, just the apple and the cinnamon. You know, with the yeah.
Just
Yeah.
be careful with bananas and apples because they have a high amount of sugar.
Yeah,
Your
it's only
berries
one.
are the best. Blueberries or strawberries or raspberries, which they're in, you can get now pretty good.
Yeah, it's only
They're-
one banana in there. It's only if it's I think I only put one jar. So it's only one banana in the whole thing. So it's like
That goes for more than one sitting, you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
So it might have been something like 16 little balls. There's only one banana out those whole 16 little balls. Yeah, it's mostly thick chia seeds and almond milk. That's what it's
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, that's what it
You
is.
can doctor things up with cinnamon.
Yeah.
Sprinkle cinnamon on everything. Cinnamon is very good for you. It's anti-inflammatory.
Yep.
I do cinnamon and ginger.
Okay, I haven't
Because
tried ginger yet.
it's a healing type of thing, and the cinnamon tastes good, and you won't have to have as much almond butter.
Good. I haven't tried ginger yet. Didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
It goes
If I would
really
have thought about tea, I probably would have thought about ginger, but not that.
I
Pretty
put it
smart.
in my tea and my
Yeah.
smoothies, and I got away from the oats. I used to do those, but I do a smoothie instead.
Mhm. Yeah, I like to soak some oats in the little almond milk for a while so they be all soft and mushy. That's what that fluffiness is coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it
It's
makes them
good.
mushy and cakey. Yeah. I like to do that. Soak them overnight.
you guys are doing great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We
Doing
gotta get,
great.
we gotta get it together. We gotta get it together. What if I say? Oh, yes, the second conference. These same names. Your tickets are already on the second conference too. That's my. Thank you so much. I apologize for the hurricane coming through, but you get 2 for 1. You get 2 for 1.
That's typically when they are, is in October.
I know, right? I know.
Well, we'll
I know
see.
for sure. What else was I saying? Oh, yes. The second conference is a gala. Admittedly, that's
Excuse me.
yes.
Will you introduce Penelope, because
I sure
everybody
will.
kept saying hello to her, and I'm like,
Yes,
what,
I sure
what the hell?
will.
Who the hell?
Yes, I
Okay.
sure will. As soon as I,
And she just smiling, just
yes,
smile.
she's a happy person. Yeah, she's a happy person. I sure will. The second conference is a gala, and it's my version of like a celebrity party, like a, yeah. So this is completely this is Tux, this is that kind of thing. This is like Met Gala. All right, there you go. There's a good comparison. This is like the Met Gala, and those tickets are $10,000 and stuff. So don't even worry about that. Yeah.
No, your boy Law just came on, so go on and redo
So
that again.
There's 2 conferences, and they're yearly. They're yearly. This particular conference that I'm talking about tickets for is actually called C.A.S.H.F.L.O.W. Don't worry about it. Just know that the book is done and It's my version of 10x. Don't worry about it. And cash flow means something. I'll get to it. Maybe during the calm, I could break down what I've done and all that stuff, but it'll have to fit into it'll have to fit into me adding value to y'all. I don't want to go through all the conference, as it really has no value for now. It really has no value for now. But what I will do, Grace, if you don't, here is, let's see, that's the book. Oh, well, don't worry about it. I can't even find the conference thing. Oh, no, it's in the shared folder. That's why. Let's see. Here is the conference description. Yeah. Here's the conference description. Too long. I posted twice, Grace. And are you reading, Grace, or Deanna?
I can read.
Then read away. You got to unmute though, because
I'm thinking I was on mute
there you
already.
go.
Here we go. Conference description: embrace the future of finance at the groundbreaking AI Cash Flow Conference, led by the visionary AI expert Antonio T. Smith Jr. This revolutionary event aims to unveil the potential of artificial intelligence in transforming financial strategies, enhancing cash flow, and generating exponential wealth. Antonio, with his vast expertise in AI, financial systems, and cash flow management, will guide attendees on leveraging AI for increased income and superior financial outcomes. Discover how AI can unlock previously unimaginable opportunities in finance, investment, and passive income generation, arming you with the tools to make your money work harder for you. Join us for a deep dive into the world of AI and finance, exploring topics such as cash flow management, AI and finance, strategies for increasing revenue with AI, harnessing AI for investment and money management, future of AI in finance and investment, leveraging AI for improved financial outcomes, and more. Whether you're an entrepreneur, investor, or high-level professional, the AI Cash Flow Conference is the key to understanding the monetary potential of the digital age. Welcome to the AI Cash Flow movement, an evolution in financial intelligence.
Okie dokie. So that's it. I've been working really hard on that. And that's my version of 10X. It's not what I'm thinking when I do these things, but I'm trying to explain these things out loud, to a larger audience. Well, my version of 10X is that, and it has a 10X book to go along with it too. That's also called AI Cash Flow as well. That is, I think it's 12 chapters, very detailed and stuff. To say the least, let me just help so we can move on in the conversation. I like mnemonic devices. Deanna, you can read that one. Oh no, she's got the almond butter.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I use coffee. It's really, really, really good with coffee. No, like really good with coffee.
It's got no
Black
sweetness
coffee.
in it whatsoever, with the
Yeah,
exception
but
of a
black
banana.
coffee.
Yeah.
Black coffee. Okay. Cash flow. C, cash flow management. A, oh, hold on. You sent it to me. Let me put it in a big group for everyone.
Oh yeah, I did it there.
He did.
Oh,
Cash
okay.
flow.
Keep going.
C is for cash flow management. A, artificial intelligence and finance. S, strategies for increased revenue with artificial intelligence. H, harnessing AI for better investment and money management. F, future of AI in finance and investment. L, leveraging AI for improved financial outcomes. O, opportunities to capitalize on AI for passive income generation. And W, ways to make money work for you with AI.
All right, so obviously you can see my foci, that's plural for focus, is increasing finance for people through AI, from investing to real estate to everything. That's the whole point. How can Adonia use AI to increase her finances? That's what I've done. I've been hired by a few clients to build a few things. One in particular I built so well, I was like, yeah, I might have to build a better version for that for myself. So I actually just stole that. And then it's our company now. You understand? We both got the same company. It just is what it is. Because I've learned how to use artificial intelligence to get 40,000 leads a month.
Watch yourself.
So I'm not gonna bother you. I'm not gonna say, don't worry about it. It's just
I'm thinking I might need to hear you repeat that, please, sir.
yes, 40,000 a month. Easy.
I'm
Just
telling y'all, Rhino Leg is the shiznit.
what see, and I took the idea from Rhino Leg, what I was doing from Rhino Leg, and then there's two things I took from Rhino Leg that I increased: the messenger and the lead generator. I increased them as separate things. That just went really, really hard. So 40,000 leads a month. And that's going to be one of the things that's going to be like that'll be the software that, right. Anyway, you'll see. Anyway, y'all know me. I don't say nothing, Jerome, unless it's done. You understand? I don't say nothing. I believe this first one, I'm going to keep small in attendance. Of course, the online would be pretty big. And keep small in attendance. Online would be pretty big. Deanna, is it 100 or 150? I think it was 150, if I'm not mistaken.
100.
100? No, I know I said 100. What was the capacity?
150.
150. All right, so this first one will just be 150 tickets. It will not be 150. Actually, it won't be 150 tickets. It will be 150 minus whatever that list is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 142 tickets. Is this clear? Is this 142 tickets? You hear me, Jerome? 142 tickets. That's all it is. In person. Online, it's a whole different story. That's all it is. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm absolutely doing it on purpose. I will do something earlier, but whatever. I'll do something earlier. When you ask how much are the tickets, don't worry. I'm putting it in the chat right now. It's too long, so I am putting it in the chat in pieces now. Bam. And then bam. You can't pay for it just yet. Don't worry. Everything's done. The venue's booked, all that stuff. You can't pay for it just yet. I'm just telling you. My main reason for telling you is I wanted to let some people know they got 2 tickets. They got 2 tickets. 2 tickets. Early bird access is $299. VIP is $499. Platinum is $999. And as usual to my custom, Janice, platinum means platinum. I can assure thee that platinum means platinum. I'm going to purposely spoil said platinum people. I already called Chef J for part of the spoiling. Let's just say your meals are provided. If you're VIP, you're eating 3 times. If you're not, you're eating twice. Whatever. VIP. I haven't decided if VIP. Yes, if you're VIP, you're eating 3 times. Don't worry about that. I'll just be quiet. I'm trying not to get too many details because that's not this conversation. Hopefully, y'all bite from me. We didn't say this is the 90s, huh? Yeah,
Man, I didn't know what you was talking about until you just said you ain't used that since the 90s.
Jesus.
He
Okay.
said fight. Tracy, what
Bite
is he
from
doing?
me. Yeah, I might as well say Buster. He's a buster. Stuff like that. Anyway, hopefully y'all steal this, because obviously everything I do is a lot of organization. I'm incredibly organized. Let's say you're not coming to Houston. Worry not. I helped. It is in Houston. It's in Houston.
Yeah, because Miss Janice said forget all that, when and where. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Houston in the Heights. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, but Tracy do though. Tracy do, yeah. Houston in the Heights. That's north side of Houston. That's at the beginning of the north side of Houston. Actually, that's like the southern tip of the north side. Yeah, yeah. It's by Studewood. You state. So, yeah, that's. It's not in Studewood. It's in Heights. Heights is a. That's the difference between saying Los Angeles and then the homeless part of Los Angeles. Right. That's the. Studewood is. That's the hood. You understand? That's Studewood, Texas. Okay, anyway. So there you go. Online tickets, $199, $349, $749. You get to choose. Worry not. Just know you can't buy anything just yet. Just by the prices or not, if you're going or not. That's why I'm doing that. So you just there you go. Right now I'm thinking October. I forget whatever dates. It was like October something, whatever that Deanna said. I forget. We went over the dates. I don't remember. They say I hear about Studewood all the time. Yeah, buddy. Now let's see. So October is what I'm thinking about. We'll see. If it's not in October, then it may be November, December. We'll see. But you got a 99% chance it's October. The only reason I would push it back is because when we had this conversation next week, I'm going to poll my audience a little bit about such a thing. That's why you cannot buy tickets just yet, because there's 3 sections of my audience I have not completely polled. And Tracy, let that be a lesson to y'all. I don't know until I poll my audience. When half the people, when about 200, when I get 200,000 more answers, then I know. Right now, I got about 30,000 answers. I need 200,000 answers. I'm trying to. Okay, all right. So hopefully, y'all get what I'm saying. I know what I want to do, but what I want to do don't never make no money. Every CEO should be saying that.
That's a list. That's a lesson.
Okay. Then. All right. Yeah. Every CEO should be saying that. I know what my audience wants to do. I don't know enough because I got 3 little more segments to ask, but I will. And I will start that process Monday. Good. That's that. The Met Gala, that's not what it's called. I'm just trying to use things that you already know. It's far different. It's tuxedo only. The plates are $1,000 a plate, and it's all in the ticket anyway. So it's in the ticket, But it's $1,000 a plate, 7-course meals. That's a whole different story. But those people upon that list have those tickets. But know that my gala, if you get in there, you have to be invited only.
You somebody.
Yeah.
You somebody.
You have to be invited only. You have to be invited only. And then I only want people who almost millionaires, even if you far away from a dollar amount. I'm talking about that mindset. And millionaires and billionaires. Do you understand? When you go in that conference, Tracy, I'm saying you're walking out with some real estate deals. This ain't a regular one. That's not what we doing. Yeah. No. This is the place to be. That's what we doing. I know too many millionaires and billionaires. They all gonna be there too. So that's what this is. NBA stars gonna be up in there and blah, blah, blah. So that's what that is. But we'll talk about that much later because I still got I don't even have a name for it yet, but I know everything else about it. I know everything else about it. But I haven't picked a venue yet because the venue, it's got to be ballroom. It's what I'm saying. It's got to be like going to the Grammys. The venue is, you can't bring flip-flops Tracy, you gonna be in your heels all day. You know, like Susan's like, I work out in my heels, say less. Right? Yeah, ain't no flip-flops here. Ain't no flip-flops here. So that's that. So thank you so much for enduring me to hear those things. Trying to get you to steal too. So please bite off me. That we used to say that. It sounds so whack today, but I don't know why we used to say that, and it made sense. It sounds so terrible.
Like 30 years ago. But it
Yes.
did. Back then, it was,
Yes. Yes. Introducing Penelope. Penelope, there is Penelope, and she's CEO of All Smiles Cafe. Penelope, why don't you tell us who you are?
I am I am a cook and I create home decor and I'm a writer. So,
Right, there you go. We met her from Brother Henry's Cloud. She's a super fan of ATS. I think she's on every single crazy weird news. That's
Yes.
why Renee
Yes.
recognized her
I got it.
immediately.
Yes. I got it. Yeah. I
Yes.
got me a partner now. It's
Got a
crazy weird
partner,
news.
yes.
So,
Speaking of, me and Deanna were working on something very special for Crazy News, Weird News. I won't say nothing just yet, but just know y'all are in the Hall of Fame, because that's what I wanted. Remember when I said Mexit News, blah, 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 I only want one group, and everybody fell off, but this group, they got like 357 episodes. I just found that out yesterday. Yeah. I just found that out yesterday. And I was like, wait a minute. So y'all going on my YouTube page, all sorts of stuff. But Mexit News is, so what was about to happen is Mexit News will stay where it's at. But I haven't told y'all this, but Mexit News is integrated into Rhino Leg. One of the updates, one of the patch updates is right on that app. You can get your unbiased business news, which makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that if you're going to be making money with this thing and it's going to be artificial intelligence, you want to be looking at new trends and new news. And apparently the only TV show that's going to be out there for entertainment is going to be Crazy Weird News. so there you go. There you go. But I asked for that. That's what I asked. No, you can say something, Renee. You can say something. Take a bow. Yes.
you know, you did, because you're like, yeah, I'm looking, and everybody jumped on, and I was like, huh. And I was kind of debating myself whether or not, but then I just said, yeah, I was like, that might be really cool. So I said I was going to, but then I was not under the pretense that you was gonna select moi as the person in charge of the group, because I was like, well, I'm sure it's gonna be him, because it's a little bit more outgoing, and I'm a little bit like, I'm a little bit more docile, a little bit, but I thought that Antonio probably needed his head examined when he was like, yeah, I'm
Told me
and I
that
was like,
too.
what?
She did tell me that. She did tell me that.
What is going on with that dude? And I just met you, so I was like, I don't know who he thinks, but we had a group of maybe five when it was like 5 or 6 when we first started, and then it just dwindle right on down, and then it got down to Levon and me, you know what I'm saying? And then now we got Prophet J. So now I'm like cool, but it's been a blessing. It really helped me to come out of my shell a whole lot more. So I'm like, I don't have a problem when I make an absolute idiot of myself, and sometimes Levon and Prophet will be looking at me, and I just be like, hey, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm like, oh well, this is what the show is all about. So I'm really grateful. It got murky a little bit, but I'm really glad that stuck with it. And I'm on. I told him I was on it until the wheels fall off, and I didn't see that coming anytime soon. Even then, I still don't see it coming anytime in the next maybe 5 or 20 years. So hey, I'm here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, for sure. No, yes, no. Thank you so much, and you guys deserve everything. Just know everybody that was in all those groups, with the exception of Adrian, they're no longer even here. Like, I knew what I was doing.
Yes,
I,
they
I,
all dropped.
I
Wait.
understand
Jerome
human
say, watch it.
behavior.
Jerome say, watch
Yeah.
it. He's still here.
Well, that's true, Jerome. But I was like, Jerome, hold on, this group a little bit too complex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I had Jerome doing high tech stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. No, fun. That's what it is. Always protect the integrity of, especially the DNA of your business. Everybody doesn't see Susan's vision, and only a few will. And you want people around you who are healthy and whole. Anywho, not gonna bother
Amen.
you out about that. Not gonna bother you out about that. I just said what I said. Not gonna bother you about that. Okay, we got a lot to talk about now. Let's do. Give me 90 seconds of mindset, real quick, Grace. Tommy, 90 seconds, because I need to make you fertile soil. Because I know I want to give away information, and I know it's gonna happen. So let's like unhappen the happen. Wherever you struggle at, doesn't matter what you think. If you're struggling, it is the best thing God could ever let happen to you, because it is identifying your program area that you need to update. I'll say it again. This isn't working for me. I just don't get it. Yes, right there is where you be still and say, depending on your faith or what you do, hey, what am I supposed to learn here? Because right in that place is arrogance. I'm going to define to you, Grace, pull up the definition of arrogance, and I'm going to give you the definition of arrogance first. I don't care what Webster say or whatever she fit to pull up. Here is arrogance in a nutshell, Tracy. It is not receiving new information, period. Whatever it say, that ain't working out for y'all. That definition ain't changing your life. What does it say? The quality of being arrogant. How you gonna define arrogant? Well, give me the definition. You use the definition to define it. All right. Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or ability. Stop right there. That makes sense. Because guess what? When you're struggling, you have an exaggerated sense of your own abilities in that area. That's why you keep struggling. Is this okay with y'all? Is this okay? Oh, Penelope, I forgot to tell you, you can interrupt at any time and talk.
You just slapping people early, but
It's mindset, right? It's mindset. And I forgot to tell you too, I forgot something with Penelope. So I'm in now, even though this is a closed group, I'm now inviting people. And of course, I'm telling them, got to be vocal, your camera got to be on. Just so we know, okay? Just so you know. So when you see, because I know how to fix y'all. Don't worry about it. I know exactly how to fix y'all. You're bringing other people excited. You go like, well, they're not fit to be more excited than me. I know exactly how to fix y'all. Don't worry about it. I know exactly how to fix y'all. To be arrogant is simply not to receive new information. So wherever you're struggling, pause. That is where you stopped receiving new information in your life. Your programming is closed. To borrow from Napoleon Hill, your auto-suggestion is working very well in that area. It is rejecting the information. So I want you to receive that. I already mapped out today's class. I had today's class yesterday. And if I tell you how long and extensive the notes are on Grace, but I also know it's life-changing. I'm gonna show you like this. Like, I don't want you to think I'm out here playing. Look, Grace. I don't you think I'm out here playing. This is what you gotta. We starting off with getting to 6 figures immediately. So I know that the soil is going to be tested. You feel me? What I'm trying to get you to get to is open your mind, because what you know got you here, and where you struggle is where you have an exaggerated sense of your sensibilities. You say things like, I know that already. I had a conversation about that the other day. You say things like, well, that ain't how it works. Or I just don't understand. I'm doing everything. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Struggling is it's one of the greatest gifts God could ever give to you. Remember, the first language was vibration. So when you struggle, how you feel? Happy? No, absolutely not. Your soul vibrates almost like a spider sense, a bat signal telling you, wait, Kathy, wait, we don't like this. This isn't what we're supposed to be doing. We didn't come here for this. You got it. Go ahead, Tracy.
So question there, because the struggle, what if it's, well, your thoughts, what if it's like you receive the information, like I don't have a problem receiving new information, but I think the struggle comes from me is once I get that new information,
right,
of like how to apply it, and then I'm struggling trying to figure out what
and that's
to
a
do
beautiful
with
thing.
the new information.
That's
so
a
what are your
beautiful
thoughts?
thing. That's ignorance now. See, you got arrogance and you got ignorance. Ignorance is, look it up, Grace. Ignorance is the condition of being uneducated, uninformed, and unaware. We've hijacked the word ignorant, and it means so much else today. You know, it means that stupid little over there, you know, all sorts of stuff. But that ain't the definition of ignorance.
That's ignorant.
Yes, yeah. So look, lacking knowledge, awareness in general, uneducated, unsophisticated. There you go. You can stop right there. Ignorance, you gotta, it's hard sometimes we forget that I have a master's degree and a minor in English. So I know a lot of I know a lot of English in these definitions due to the fact that they beat me up. They were like, you're gonna learn this, and they force-fed me English classes just so I can get my degrees and stuff. I got you, Deanna. Ignorance. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, ignorance. No, that's saying unintelligent. Yeah, ignorance. That's right. Ignorance is just being uninformed. That's a blessing, Tracy, because as a winner, you should always be ignorant. You should always be intelligent and know what you know back there. But every time you win, you get to a new state of awareness. Every time you move, you get to a new level you've never been before. This is why successful people tell you, stay silly. This is why Jesus said, come to me as a child. Because as you take a step forward in something you didn't do yesterday, use a dummy. And if you humble yourself, what do dummies do? They learn. What do arrogant dummies do? They talk too much. Right? They run for politics. I can help that last one, Phil. It just popped out of my mouth. I'm sorry. They run for politics.
That's so true.
It just flew out. It flipped out of my mouth by accident. Being ignorant is a blessed thing, because if every last one of you win today, wherever you win at, you don't know what to do next. You know what worked, but you're at a new level of awareness. And once, like this, let's draw it out like this. Let's say you're at level of awareness 10. This doesn't exist, but let's just do it this way. Once Tracy in this call goes to level of awareness 11, all she got is expertise at 10 through 0. 11 is new. That's why, oh my God, I'm struggling. Struggle is good. Struggle is bad. You can use cognitive dissonance to stay where you are, or you can use cognitive dissonance to go further. In my particular case, there is a $286 million mansion that I desire. It's in North Hollywood or something, whatever it's at. $286 million. I ain't got that. And every day I wake up, I get pissed off I ain't got it. And I do something about it. That's cognitive dissonance. I get frustrated and then make steps towards that goal. That's doing it properly. An older version of me, Susan, we'll go, I ain't got it, I ain't gonna never get it. And then, right, you understand, and you do the other stuff. Okay, we do the other stuff. All right, good to go. We're gonna move kind of fast. I don't have it yet. That's right, Tracy. That's a very beautiful way to say it. And we're gonna move kind of slow. When I need to slow down, by all means, please telleth me slow down.
Can I get this question in before?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so only way I could say it is to say it like this. Okay, so a man goes and he gets a cabinet. He gets it from the store, he brings it home, and he begins to follow the instructions of getting it to the picture that's on the front of the box. So after he builds it, he goes to place an item on that cabinet and it falls, completely falls. What's missing? He's trying to figure out what is it that's missing. He's wrecking his brain, and a neighbor comes over and says, "You did not put the screws in it to hold it together." So is it possible that there is a place where the screws go that you can't actually figure out how they go? Does that make sense? Because that's how I be feeling. I know that there are things that have to be done, but it's like I do it, but I can't. It's strange, but I don't. It's like it's not connecting like it's supposed to. So where are the screws? Because if I can't find them, then I'm spending my time trying to figure out where the screws are, because there are no screws.
Very good question.
That was a great analogy.
Yeah. This is a very good question.
Can I comment?
Yeah, please.
Because as I'm hearing you, Miss Sandra, I'm thinking about that's where, because you said the neighbor comes over and lets the person know where, that you missed some screws. I think for me, that's where collaborating with others and finding positive partnerships come in, because we may not have all the answers and the resources.
You would never have.
Right. And that's when that's like this group. You get with other people, some other people may have the answers that you need in order that they are the screws to put together what you're looking for. So all the time when we feel like we're wasting time and going in circles looking for the things that's missing. And sometimes it is connecting with other people like that neighbor in order to find the answers that we need. Just thought.
No, it's not just thought. That's what I was going to say. So you good. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Need a bolt with the screw.
Yeah. Susan Bolt Sorrentino. Yes, absolutely. You remember, if you look at a dresser, like behind me, there's a dresser. What, 100 different people made this thing? Somebody designed it. Somebody went out and got the wood. Somebody invented the machine. Even if it's sawdust, somebody picked it up. Somebody swept it. Like we're this thing. It amazes me how y'all say things like body of Christ, but don't operate in that energy. You don't really operate in the energy of I'm just a member of a larger whole. You say things like, well, I got to do my business because nobody else is going to do it. And I got to clean the kitchen because nobody's going to clean it like me, and things like that. A very good answer. That's what I was going to say. So good job. Good job. That was a very good question, Sandra. A very, very good question. If you want to be wealthy, you can't do it by yourself. If you want your name famous and you want to maintain control and you want Barbara's Kitchen and you want Barbara's Restaurant, Phil's Hot Dogs, Phil's Vegan Hot Dogs. Let me not get them in trouble. Phil's Vegan Hot Dogs. There you go. Phil's Vegan Hot Dogs. That's fine. And you will be known as having the greatest recipe of Phil's Vegan Hot Dogs. But when you die, that hot dog will die with you. That is the price you pay for making your name famous and keeping control. When you die, so does everything you built as well. Go ahead, Deanna.
So when branding your name, should you hire a CEO? Should you hire a C-suite? So that way, if anything happens to you, the company still moves forward?
That's fair. I mean, the first thing I would do is put key man life insurance on myself and somebody else. So when I do die, 2 checks get popped off. And then whoever I'm leaving this money to, if they want to continue Phil's hot dogs, they can afford it. They can afford to make improvements. This is not how the middle class thinks, but you should start. I would get key man life insurance on me and somebody else, you know, assuming that they have something, like, even if it's like Tempest who files the paperwork, I get it on her too. So if something happens, well, no worries. If something happens, then from there, $250,000 checks come out. It's far easier to take over my daddy business when he gave me $500,000. Right, so that's there. As far as hiring the suites, and then Trinae sent me a message. I think she's trying to ask everybody, but you got my name picked up, and I got you, and I'll answer that too. Because now we're in the teaching part. That as far as the C-suites go, sure you can, sure you cannot. That is an individual decision. What I will tell you though is, if I was going to hire somebody, it would be sales. Did y'all see that? If I was going to hire somebody, it would be salespeople, because
you still do that. That's all you do.
Somebody got to pay these salaries. It would be salespeople. Okay, go ahead, Deanna, with a follow-up, and then I'll answer Trinae's question, which is on the same subject.
Okay, so definitely a sales team. Definitely.
Stop right there. All money from this planet comes from sales, whether you like it or not. I don't care if you on Bissonnette. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Don't worry about it. It's a Houston thing. Just know.
Stop it.
Susan on Bissonnette. They wear really high heels.
Come get him, Tracy. Go.
Them stockings. And
Don't do it.
They got a sales team, all right.
They got a sales team.
Yes, they do.
They wave at cars.
Through Bissonnette.
Looking for a good time, honey. Okay. Right. Yeah, you're looking for a good time. That's still sales. That's still sales. That's still sales. So I want you to receive. Bissonnette is famous. I want you to receive, before Deanna finishes, that if you're not sales focused, you're not life focused. You cannot have a quality of life without mastering sales or getting someone who does. I'm sorry, but even your pastor has worked on how to be engaging and encouraging during offering time.
Yeah, my church got a whole marketing team. Whole marketing team.
Okay. So just while your pastor know how to preach and teach and sing, your pastor had to learn at that right. Offering time is so strategic. It's moved back just a little bit, Susan, because we know y'all coming in late. Let's just push it back just a little bit, you know. Just push it back a little bit. And then when you walk in, there's some donation boxes you could just in case you missed it, you can go ahead and just drop it in that box on the way in. Yeah.
I never thought about where offering is.
If we trusted y'all, offering would be in the beginning.
Yes.
And then on your way out, not only do they have the baskets on your way in if you late, but then they have the baskets on your way out if you came in and you didn't give your tithes and offering while you was in there for whatever reason, you can catch the basket on the way out.
Offering time at a church is like the IRS on your check. The government don't trust you so much. Before you see your money, they take it.
As they should.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Go ahead, Deanna, you can finish your question.
Okay, so definitely a massive sales team because, like you said, sales is what makes the world go round in money.
Right. Let me change it to Effective, efficient
Effective.
sales team. Because just because the larger sales team, I mean larger the sales.
Right.
That's that's a
Effective.
fallacy.
Effective sales team.
Yeah. There's
But
a
with-
great book called Predictable Revenue written by the CEO of Salesforce who addresses that in the whole chapter. Keep going.
Oh, sweet. I've heard you've said before that you'll never have a board. So when it comes to, and you've explained why. So when it comes to what happens in case of the death of the owner, morning Doris, in case of the death of the owner, should a person have like a C-suite in place, or should they have a board in place, or how should someone do that to make sure that?
Great question.
So let's say, God forbid, I die tomorrow and I'm leaving the legacy to Dawn. What should I put in place to make sure that it's secure until he's old enough, if he wants to take it over? And if he doesn't want to take it over, what personality type should I put in place to make sure it stays and he still get that monthly check?
There's a lot going on here. We're going to assume that I'm only going to answer as a parent leaving a minor cash flow, because that's what you're asking, based on your death, okay, or your demise, or even your incapacity. Bam. Somebody Trace putting a chat, trust fund, no doubt about it. Let's take it out of trust fund and make it a tad bit more simpler and say an entity that becomes you in your absence. So that money is now in escrow. So I'm going to answer this question twice. Is this okay? I disagree with trust fund. That is only because I make a lot of money. So I disagree with trust fund. I was trying to find a humble way to disagree with it, but I don't. There's a better way, but I'll get that to you in a second.
I'm sorry, are you going to
Yes.
explain trust fund?
Yeah, well, a trust fund is just an entity that is now in trust, which is a legal designation of a vehicle, a money vehicle that is taxed a certain way and not taxed a certain way, that can have rules according to the lawyer who drafted it up and the Deanna who wanted these particular rules set in place. They typically are used due to the fact that at 8 years old, Don is going to spend $2 million on slime and Play-Doh.
And
Roblox. So we want to get him some financial intelligence and wait till he's 18, or you do it, wait till you're 25, you graduated college, so you don't do some stupid stuff, right? Yeah, something like that, something like that. Okay.
Well, with trust, don't you have to have someone in charge of it that would be in charge of his trust fund, which makes it complicated because they could do other things.
Yeah, I mean,
with it too.
Britney Spears has this entire problem. I think she just
It
got her
actually
life
does
back
happen
2
that
days ago, right? Yeah, exactly.
difficult. My dad, we had a trust, and the trust must be funded. There are two different actions. A trust is you have an account, and that's where the money goes.
Yep.
The funding is you have to put in each item individually, your home, your car, whatever, into that trust. The person that you have responsible for that trust will automatically have access to the accounts, to the vehicle, to the car without paying taxes for your dying. And it saves you a lot of money, a lot of headache. Everybody knows who gets what, and there's no argument. That's the benefit of a trust.
And it's great benefit. And I don't disagree with the trust because it doesn't work. I disagree with the trust because look how much y'all know trust. If everybody knows it, there's probably a better way. So if you know trust,
like that is good, but with one person and someone else in charge, it can get complicated.
Sure.
For Deanna with Don. And then if she sets aside, even in the younger years, a certain amount he gets it each month to, do different fun things with, a small amount.
Yep, I agree.
His appropriate age.
Right. So you won't be buying Roblox.
Yeah.
For for sure. And that happens. That happens for sure. Adonia's I can't even say she's 100% right. She's a gazillion, quadrillion percent right. If you understand trust, I'd much rather you have it. Adonia agree with me. I'm much rather you ready to have a trust than a GoFundMe page. Talking about let me bury you. Okay. So please, for the love of God, get you a trust. I do appreciate you. And when I say I disagree with trust, I don't mean I need to figure out another word. It's not something that I'm doing with my life, but I'll explain. I promise you I will. I'm doing something a tad bit different because I don't want the trust. We'll get there. We'll get there. You can put the rules on and may this be this, all this stuff like that. Everything Adonia said is perfect. That is what you should do. Of course, you can go to your CPA, lawyer, whatever, if you want me to do those disclaimers. Here's another option. Is this okay? Here's another option. Just remember now, I am not right. I am not right. When y'all ask questions like this, two things immediately happen. Let me read this. Coach Tony does trust and my understanding of what is. Yes. Trust are great. I also want you to know that you also know about 401ks too. They are great, but both of these are not what rich people do. So I just don't know what to, you get it? I'm not, what'd you say, Janice?
Just like with the trust, it's not always solid because I have a trust. My dad had a trust. I have it right now, but we're still in probate court for 7 years.
Well, death bring fools out. Yeah, death bring fools
Well,
out.
so save us the headache and tell us what the rich people do already.
Real estate. This is why I disagree with trust. It's not the trust I disagree with. It's the fact that I don't want my trust to end and I want it to grow every year forever. And I'm not worried about my children getting money. I'm worried about my children having so much money that they never have to touch the money because they can live off the interest and the principal and the rent money coming back. So you can then hold on, I got you, Deanna. You can just hear me out. I'm not telling you I'm right, but I am telling you Adonia's dad is a real estate guy. Like he's in heaven right now, flipping real estate. He counting money. So, Jesus, you gonna get that one because I got it. I got an office I want to do. Right? Adonia. He's a real estate guy. He's a real estate guy. Okay, he's a real estate guy. Here's what you do. Understanding now that other people would pay off the debt. Now you have equity growing increasingly that can be used, borrowed against at any time. And we all know everybody here on the planet, everybody here in this call has never seen rent go down ever. Never. It's never going down. That's one. It's so amazing how that statement is so factual. Rent has never gone down. When I was in the Army, real talk. When I was in the Army, my rent was $250 and I was struggling to pay it. You hear me? I wish to God we could bring them days back. Yeah. I've said, please give me $250 rent. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know. Somebody should have put their hands on me or something. I don't mean like prayer hands. I mean, stop being stupid hands. I don't know what the hell I was doing with my money. I don't know what I was doing, but I needed somebody like Adonia to say, young man, don't do that. So what you do is, let's take all the trust ideas and think about having a trust, because you can do trust in the real estate too. It doesn't matter. But I was trying to bring up the focus, real estate, passive income. See, I don't want y'all living off of income. Cash is trash. The only thing on this planet that's going to save you is cash flow. And cash flow is passive income. And hear me well, the most reliable and insurable income on the planet that is indestructible is rent money. I'll wait. Find another indestructible income. Like your job is to put your money in an indestructible vehicle that can never be destroyed and can also be insured. So that rules out the stock market. Can't do that. Stock market is very destructible. It rules out businesses, it rules out everything. Again, I'm not right. Don't take my confident tone for I'm saying y'all wrong. I'm just saying that when I look over wealthy companies, even they own real estate. When
You
I
are
look,
so right, and I completely agree. And I had just threw trust fund in there because like that's what most of us know. So with the real estate though, with that, would you put that real estate in your children's names?
no, because then they would have to pay taxes differently, but it's a great question. That's Adonia wouldn't do that. I would put it in an entity and I would have my children be the owners or controllers of that entity. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. And it would
What
be
do you mean
something
by entity? Sorry to cut you off.
not like a LLC,
LLC, right,
corporation, yeah, anything like that. It just depends.
That's
I don't want to
exactly
take
what she
so
does.
right,
That's exactly what she does.
Real estate investment trust.
right. A REIT would be great for sure. Yeah, a REIT would be great.
That
Okay.
formula is being challenged though. In terms
Yeah,
of the
yeah, sure
insurance
is.
side. Certainly the insurance side. Farmers Insurance just told everybody in Florida they're not renewing their homeowner, their blanket coverage.
Yep.
They're pulling out of insuring property in Florida because of the risk.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I wish it wasn't true, but that just tells you how much the insurance companies truly don't care about Adonia. It's not just that. They're not just pulling out of that. They're also pulling out of like this just happened like right on our noses, the natural disasters, insuring people during hurricanes because the storms are getting bigger now. And the damages, it's almost every year you hear the world's most expensive storm ever. It was Katrina, and then 2 years later it was us and Ike, and then now it's every 6 months, every year. It's just keeps going on and on and on. And what they're doing now is they are finding them ways to not even insure that anymore. They call them things like force majeure, which means a circumstance that no one could have seen coming, even though we know that winds from Africa are coming here, regardless whether you wanted to or not, right? And stuff like that. So Phil's absolutely right. Again, just to say this, and I know, see, Adonia is a real estate professional. Her father's a real estate professional. So at this point, to my knowledge, Adonia is a second generation real estate professional. She has access to multiple properties. So Adonia understands what I'm saying and the level in which I'm saying it. I'm not telling you I'm right. I'm just telling you that I don't think like Dave Ramsey. I'm not concerned with being debt free. That is a terrible thing to do, because if you're debt free, you don't have any money. I'm not concerned with having equity in my home, because if you have equity in your home, you don't have any money. The one true thing that I can ever tell any of you is if money is not moving, your United States government says it has no value. You can say with thou will, it does have value. I got $70,000 in my account. I got $70,000 in my savings account. Okay, leave it there. Leave it there for 5 years and see if it still has the same spending power. Money stored is not passive income. I'm not telling you, actually, there I am telling you I am right. This is about passive income, and this is the opposite of what we've learned. And well, I would say all of us, but it's not fair. We are in trouble because nobody looked at Susan and said, stop, get passive income now. That's why we're in trouble. Who pays more taxes? Middle class. Who pays for oil spills? Middle class. Who pays for insurance? Middle class. Who pays for insurance fraud? Middle class. Who pays for prisoners? Middle class. The poor can't pay taxes, and the wealthy, the tax game is set up for the wealthy. If you have equity in your home, find somebody smart. They're going to let you borrow. As a matter of fact, they let you borrow it at 80% or something in itself, but that's a whole different story. HELOC, home equity line of credit, is one of the 5 ways you can pull this off. If you have equity in your home, there's nothing wrong with taking that equity and going buy an apartment and then having that apartment be your cash flow. Stop trying to live off money. Money is trash. Live off passive income, residuals. Then your lifestyle is secure. Real estate is indestructible. I'm not telling you your house won't burn down, Susan. I'm just telling you they sell insurance for that. Hold on, don't miss me. You can't put insurance on a stock, but you can rent money.
Amen.
Can anybody else think of another vehicle that literally says, well, don't you, it was worth 300,000, so that's all we can give you is 300,000. Yeah, give me my money back, etc. Again, don't consider me right. I know I'm pushing buttons, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's not me, it's the information, because it's going against what we've been taught. And I don't mean to be that way. But to conclude Deanna's question, I would do a trust. You can still do a trust, because a real estate investment trust, that's a REIT, that's still a trust. But there's a difference between a trust and a REIT. There's a huge difference. This is a trust from real estate. That's a simple explanation. It's far more difficult and far more beneficial than that, but I'm keeping the conversation to where everybody can understand it. But a real estate investment trust, by all means, is still a trust. So is trust the right answer? Yes. Is REIT a better answer? Absolutely. Then let's go even smarter than that. There are insurance companies that allow you to spend, you can put I'm just use 3 million. I'm not telling you have to do this, just listen, 3 million. And what they'll do is they'll pay you, they'll make sure they'll pay you your money back, borrow off that, to where you tell them, I want $13,000 coming to me a month, and it will come in perpetuity until your death. And then roll over to, you can benefit with it to somebody else. To where now when you retire, you never have to worry about your retirement stopping. There's another way. Here's another way. Another way to do that is to use insurance in itself. Use insurance in itself. Get $5 million insurance policies on you or $15 million. Let's say you got 3 kids. All right, then. When in your death, all your children get $5 million cash. There's another way. There's another way. And then you have your customers or whomever, doesn't matter, paying off your premium. There's many different ways. I just want to tell you, see, this is, if as gently as possible, please know I'm not right. And please know you're not either. The only thing that is right is the new laws that will come out this year to protect the wealthy. That's all I'm trying to say. And your job, if you want to survive, is to learn those laws and those tactics. I'm not making you wrong. And I'm willing to say I'm wrong. But I am telling you, you might want to learn those rules, because every year they get better and better and better. Is it fair? Who cares about that conversation? That's a conversation somebody taught you to care about. This ain't about being fair. This is about acquiring the knowledge and securing your legacy. Let other people argue about if it's fair. You learn the rules. But again, all I'm actually proving with my dialogue right now, this is actually a monologue. All I'm actually proving with my monologue right now is I think like a Republican. That's all I'm actually proving. I'm not really proving anything else.
I was so thinking that. I was like, ooh, if he ain't red right now, Lord.
Exactly. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm actually proving. I'm absolutely red state right now. Absolutely. But there are rules. I don't like them, but it ain't about liking them, Grace. It is about taking advantage of them. It is about putting solar on your house, getting off the electrical grid while you still will stay. But what will happen is they're giving rebates for solar right now. That's cash. Plus, you're saving gazillions of dollars. That's cash. In addition to that, in the next hurricane, you ain't got to worry about that. Plus, it increases the value of your house in itself. And while solar is not a big deal to you, it will be to your grandchildren. It's about understanding that whether you want it to be or not, Teslas go up in value upon purchasing them. Deanna mentioned a Bugatti earlier. That's a car that actually goes up in value upon purchasing. Buying a Mercedes does not. The only reason a Mercedes is, see, this is rules of the wealthy. The only reason a Mercedes is a luxury car is because of something called tariffs. I can assure you that $35,000 car is what that is. Has a $35,000 tariff on it, making a $70,000 car.
Right, because where is it originated from? Not this country. That's the only reason why it's
that's part of the American Revolutionary War tariffs.
Over in Europe, they drive BMWs and Mercedes all the time, like Fords and Chevys.
Because they are Fords and Chevys. Right. They are Fords and Chevys. To my knowledge, I think I'm right. I'm pulling way deep in my head. This was the whole time of the no taxation without representation time. Well, fine. If they don't want to do that, we're going to tariff them. And that's what tariffs start coming out. Tariff in the T and then all that stuff. And then, of course, politics are politics. So this is where, throwing the alley-oop to Phil, where Marianne Williamson may make some changes, right? This is where some of these changes may be made. Who knows? Who knows? Again, please receive as we move on. I'm not right. I'm just explaining to you that Deanna had a question. Trust is obviously the answer. There's different type of trust and different type. That's why I kept using the word entity. That's why I kept using the word entity, because there's so many different options. But I will tell you this. This is from my human experience. If all the middle class knows about it, it's probably not actually a good thing. 401ks are actually not a good thing. They're really not. They were never meant to be savings accounts. They were never meant to be they were meant to be investment accounts, but not that way. The original reason for the 401k was to get y'all back into the stock market after the wars and the depression. That's why 401ks exist. And they still exist for that reason, but we've been hoodwinked into thinking they are retirement savings accounts. That's not true in the sense of the definition is true. In the sense of what the propaganda behind it is not true. It's no different than milk. Milk is not healthy. I'm sorry. You don't drink rat milk or dog milk. So drinking from a cow is not healthy. As a matter of fact, that's a reason why they put that little white dye up in it, because if you knew what milk really looked like,
it looks horrible.
It looks horrible. It looks like menstruation. That's what it looks like. It really does. It has blood in it. It does. It really does. It really does. It's not healthy. What happened around 1970, somebody said, well, we want to be here. And then they lobbied, and then they did the whole campaign about the little food chart thing that we go to school, which is totally unhealthy in itself.
Wait, hold on. You said they put white dye in it, and that's what makes it.
What is it? It's on the bottle. It says pasteurized or something. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about? It actually says it. It's.
I know it's coagulated cow pus is what I know it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Holy crap! I didn't know it was a white dye. I mean, I know how to.
Yes.
You know what? It didn't hit me that it potentially is white dye. Like I know how it looks traditionally. I know, but still. I flabbergasted. This
So
is a
yes,
white dye. Holy
yes,
crap.
yes, just a white dye. I promise you. Look at what milk really looks like, Grace. While I'm talking, I'm just trying to
Oh,
prove that everybody knows about milk, so it's probably not a good thing. You can say everybody knows about the 401k, so it's probably not a good thing. That's kind of the way the government works. They have this huge propaganda machine to make things well. Weed was legal to 1932. The only reason weed is illegal is because the dude who owned hemp, or most of the hemp, made it illegal and did a whole Brown campaign to make it. It just is what it is. This is not me making this up. This is not me making this up. This is just one of those things. It's just one of those things. It's all. How do you get to $100,000? You can put it up while I'm showing it, Grace. How do you get to $100,000? Okay, so what is this? All right, I see the brown milk. There you go. That's milk. That's milk. That's milk. Well, I forget what it's called. It's like dairy. It's on your bottle. It's like pasteurized, I think, or something. It's literally, it says pasteurized milk or something. It's
it does
on
say
the bottle.
pasteurized milk.
Yeah, it's on the bottle. That's what that means. That doesn't mean like filtered 4 times for like vodka or something. No, it's telling you we've colored this. It's telling you we've colored this. We have absolutely colored this thing.
Could you imagine filtered 4 times?
This is filtered 4 times milk. This will get you drunk. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. So how do you get to $100,000? I'm not going to give you any formulas, but I'm going to give you practicality. Poll your audience first. You can't get to $100,000 if you don't know what people are willing to spend $100,000 on. I know you never heard that before, or maybe you have, but this is honest to God truth. Build your business models around $100,000, like all of you.
Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. Wait.
I got you.
I was so stuck on the milk. Oh my God, what was number one?
Yes, that's see the Canoches, Phil and Susan say, make sure when you tell a story that the audience could continue to travel with you while you walk out that story. So I failed you, Grace, because you were stuck in that story. You couldn't move on.
I didn't completely miss number one. Okay, it was poll your audience, right? It was poll your audience.
Yes.
Before you get, and let me just say, okay, because I remember that I lost my word, damn. But my mother still lives by, oh yeah, milk gives you strong bones. And I tell her all the time, I was just like, well, how if you walking with a cane? Please tell me. And you want me to drink this crap? Please.
That's
All
actually
right.
But
May I
from her
jump to the
time,
defense?
that's what they told her. And she still lives by it. And I'm just like, it's not. It's messing up your body, miss. It's messing you up.
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead, Phil. Jump.
May I come to the defense of at least one milk?
Yes.
Mama's milk.
But praise the Lord. That's good milk. That is good milk. That's
The
actually
only
a fact.
one.
The only one.
The only one.
I know that's right.
That is good milk. That is absolutely good milk. That is how you ought to cane. Anything with calcium, which all calcium comes from vegetables, all protein comes from vegetables, has bone strengthening in it. Okay. It's calcium. Just go find another source of calcium. All right. Go find a milk company. It's never going to sponsor me. I didn't ruin their sponsor. That's okay. Ruin the sponsor. All of you build 100,000.
Not for almond milk, though. Not for almond milk.
Because almond milk is not milk in a sense of milk.
That's right.
Yes, it's not a sense of milk. If you build I want all of you build your systems around $100,000. I'm gonna make this, and this is not intimidating. I'm gonna bring this down. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down, and I want you to put a time limit on it. The reason why I'm telling you to do $100,000 is because it's easily divisible by something. That's 500 products at, what is that, $20? Yeah, because that would be $100,000, right? Am I right, Grace? I always forget my zeros. 500 products at $20. That's not right. I think that's 10,000. I always forget my zeros. Yeah, I think it should be.
That's 10,000. So it's 500 at 200.
Yeah, I always forget my zeros. Okay, 500 products at $200. There you go. That's 100,000. I want you to remember that, or flip it. It's 200 products at $500. It doesn't matter, but can y'all see they easily divisible? And I'm gonna keep away from the monthly real quick, and that gets to like 17,399. But just keep that just for a moment. Now, I don't want you to try to have $100,000 goals. I'm doing something real slick here. Let's say 100,000 in 3 years. Okay, that's manageable. That's okay. You can do that. That's $36,000 a year, or $33,000 a year. That's manageable. That's manageable. And what I want you to do is I want you to start doing what the wealthy does. And it's all about time. It's not about effort. It's about time and decreasing the amount of time it takes for something. That was really high, but I hope, tell me who don't get that right now. Just even if you like, just wave your hand. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I just need to know if I need to have a time conversation real quick. Do I need to have a time conversation?
So you're saying because if I sell the let's say 500 products at $200, it saves me time rather than selling 10,000 products at $10.
Okay, well, okay, that was actually a good analogy. What has in there is the vehicle that goes back to my conversation, because if you're going to do 10,000 at $1, then that's a different vehicle. Then you kind of want that vehicle to have time on it. And I'll explain though, but so I do need to have this time conversation. What I mean is, if you take $100,000 into a year, figure out how to make $100,000 in a month. If you take $100,000 into 10 years, figure out how to make 100,000 in 9. It's time. It's how long does it take you to go from sale to sale? Listen to me very well. Nobody here has money problems. You think you do. There's not a single square here that has a money problem. Every square here has a time condensing problem. You spend too much time in between no sales. That's your real problem. That's the only problem of us all. And that's a fact. You see students shaking their head. That is a reality. The real reality is we spend too much time in between no sales. And this is what we have to condense. We're trying to condense the time in which we spend in between sales.
I'm always calling it budgeting my time. I'm really into that. I try to make the most use of my time.
Yeah.
So that at the end, I'll have some extra time to do what I want to do.
Yeah, it makes sense. You should. It's wise. It makes you a good steward of your money. So God will bless you. A good steward of your time. God will bless you. Let's go deeper in this time conversation. I'm glad, Grace, that you said something, because now people are starting to get me now. And I was making an assumptions that I was easily communicating. So how do we control time? No, we're not God. This is where the vehicle comes in at. The vehicle can reach more people than us. And so how long does it take Amazon to make $100,000? A second? A fraction of a second? Because their vehicle has 1 billion products. So when you have a company with one product, and everybody always gets on me, I can always tell who's like middle class and be like, Antonio, you do too much. Nobody making more money than me says that. It is only the people making less money than me says that. You don't want one product. Can I tell y'all why y'all don't want one product? Because if you have one product, or if you have one customer, you're going to eventually hate that customer, and you're going to hate that product. It's human experience. If you only have one product, once it stops working and it stops doing what you need it to do, you're going to become envious and angry with that thing, and that's a vibration. If you have one customer, as soon as that customer take a hit, you took a hit. So we don't want one product and we don't want one customer. I'm not telling you to go out here and make 1 billion products. I'm not telling you I'm right. What I am telling you is I don't think like Dave Ramsey. I don't. But even Mr. Dave Ramsey has multiple products. Y'all gotta be careful with these people that do real estate or something like that. But really their number one income earner is the education that they're selling. You have to be very careful with this. And I know I'm fitted, you know, the bad side of things, but it's not my intentions. But somebody has to say it. Be careful if Antonio makes most of his money by educating y'all and y'all spending money for that. You need a new mentor unless you are in education. Did you? Now, if you are starting an education company, I'm the right mentor. But if I'm teaching about real estate and I'm making money about real estate, teaching, but I no longer make money in real estate, I'm no different than your college professor teach you about marketing that don't own a company. Come to my marketing class. You're looking for practitioners. You're looking for the humor consultants who actually use humor. You don't want people teaching about humor who don't use humor. It's again, I know that's muddying up the waters, but somebody needs to say it. Is Robert Kiyosaki still investing in real estate? I have no idea, but I do know he's making a hand over fist in the Rich Dad Company. I do know that. That I do know. And I'm okay with that as long as he's still doing real estate. If he's not, then I'm no longer looking for real estate advice from Robert Kiyosaki. I'm now looking for advice of how to sell a product through education. Y'all get me? Okay. All right. So time.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. No, you did Grace. You did Grace.
Well, with that, because so like when my company, I first was doing like tumbling classes, but like I don't want to do that anymore. So I transitioned into consulting other coaches and teaching them how to, like I had a team and all those things, but I don't want to have a team anymore, but I want to teach others how to build and grow their team. So would that be kind of the same thing what you're saying? Like I'm doing the education part, but I'm not doing the team part anymore. So would you be like, I don't want to listen to her because she's not even doing it anymore?
If I'm coming for the education, then I need to be educating, like on education. But if you watch it, if you're looking at your audience fall off little by little, it's because psychologically we understand you no longer doing backwards flips and you're not teaching me that. So her fix is simple. Become a teacher who is a practitioner, and then your problem is solved. Become a teacher who's a practitioner. So it's keep doing what you're doing, but then have once a month a tumbling class. And you don't even have to be the tumbler. It just needs to be in your program. Your problem solved right there. Okay, good. And I'm glad she's I see her catching what I'm saying. I'm a practitioner. Gary Vee is a practitioner. Gary Vee says, you know what? The people say it's the best is actually Phil and Susan. You don't want to be, let me not say it, Phil, Susan, the expert who speaks, if y'all could just, because I'm gonna mess up the whole quote. You don't want to be a speaker, you want to be an expert who speaks or something like that. They say something. Yes.
That's it.
Okay, all right then. You want to be an expert who speaks. That's a practitioner. I just happen to be talking to y'all. I don't want to be a speaker. I want to be an expert who speaks. So you just need to go back to that philosophy. Because Gary Vee is that. Gary Vee is actually a marketer. He's just speaking. Because you still got to get attention. And you probably, you can't keep wearing leotards. She's 40 something. You can't keep wearing leotards or doing 16 backwards flips in a row. At some point, that's for you young folks. She don't mind, but she would prefer to wear leotards and do backward flip for her husband. You understand? It's a whole different gymnastic routine. 2 different gymnastic routines, 2 different ones. 2 different ones. You understand? So we got to decrease the time. So if you build your model around $100,000, what you can now do is start to manipulate time. I don't mean that bad. I don't know in other ways. You can start to control time. There we go. Control is still a bad word too, but it is what I'm saying though. It is what I'm saying. How do you go from 100,000 in a year to 100,000 a month? That the reason I'm stressing this so much is because it fundamentally changes your vehicle. You cannot maintain the same vehicle and decrease your time. I got you, Grace, and I forgot to come back to you. I'm sorry. Listen to me well. You cannot make $10 in a day and then make $1,000 in a day and have the same vehicle. You have to change your company fundamentally to jump from $10 a day to $1,000 a day. You have to. Even if it's the same product, you have to do more reaching of people, and that changes your company fundamentally. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Go ahead, Grace. Oh, okay, she'll be right. When you come back, Grace.
Oh, real quick. After you said something after poll your audience. That's what I had.
The whole conversation is about that.
Right there. Okay.
About $100,000 and decrease time. It's the time.
So I'm on the second. Okay. So the second one is decrease time. Okay.
Decrease time.
The second thing was Miss Sandra unmuted twice. I didn't know if she was moving around with her phone in her hand or if she had a question.
The first time I called, I thought it was she moving around the phone, but if you got a question, you're more than welcome to unmute all of y'all. But can y'all see how? Can I see how this is different? What I'm teaching is different. It's not unique. Like I'm not making this up. This isn't like the Antonio Smith method. I wish my ego would love to like make up something, but that's not what's happening here. This is common knowledge amongst people who do it. It's just not common knowledge. Okay, it's not common knowledge. Create $100,000 model, and I don't mean to scare you. So do that to the level of your comfort. If that takes you 2 years, then there you go. You're making $50,000 a year. If it takes you 3 years, you're making $33,000 a year. Just do it to the level of your comfort. But once you get to that comfort, Jerome, it's time to start decreasing time. So let's give you this example. Let's say it takes you make $100,000 in 5 years. Okay, we're sitting pretty good. That's $20,000 a year. Now Tracy goes, I wonder if I can do this in 4 years now. And then now it's 4 years, but it's going to change your model. It is absolutely going to change the vehicle in which you operate. It's going to change your advertising budget. It's going to change how you reach people. It's going to change how many videos you do. It's going to change your customer service or customer loyalty. It's going to change your sales team. It's going to change how many phone calls you do in a day. You cannot decrease the time in which you make money without fundamentally changing every avenue of your business. It is the entire reason why I took 4 years to transition. There we go. Too many words in my head. Transmit sounds contagious, don't it? That sounds contagious. Transition this company from an education company to a tech company. You get it? Because I'm decreasing the time in which it takes me, Phil, Susan, Adonia, Law, and Jerome to be on the beach on some Mai Tais, with loose fitting clothing on, FaceTiming into $1 million business somewhere, a meeting, something like that. That's the point. That's the idea here. If you can receive this decreasing time, then things make sense. That means they're not applying what they're teaching. Yes. Oh yeah, he said it earlier about the thing. Everybody got me? All right. So how do you get to the point where you can decrease time? You got to pull your audience, because why would you decrease time in something that they don't want? Remember I told you I got my conference built. I already know I got the audience. I already know we can sell 150 tickets. That's not an issue, especially at $249. That's also not an issue. Janice was trying to buy a ticket as I was talking. Like this is not going to be an issue at all. It's not going to be an issue. But I was like, I don't know when yet, because I ain't talked to my audience. And that's kind of what I'm trying to teach you here. Don't waste time because you have a good idea. Waste time because your audience has a good idea. One of my most favorite things that I love to hear from people is, Antonio, you know what you should do? Tell me. I am listening. Because you're telling me how to extract that money from your credit card.
Oh.
Okay, light bulb just went off for Deanna.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Deanna, he said it. He absolutely admitted it. He said it. Yeah, me too. I had the same face you did. Like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on the sword here. Excuse my language, but I'm gonna say this. The narcissistic asshole in me is like, oh, I know what you should do. The narcissistic asshole in me be like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I won't do that. But you just but you just told me how stupid I am for thinking that.
It's like going to a car mechanic talking about, I don't know anything about cars. Oh, really? You don't? Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Grace.
It's the same thing when he was teaching us. It's just that you're in a CEO role now. When we talk to people about ATS Business University, we asked about what they wanted. So, because they're telling us, hey, this is how you get my money.
It's not even manipulation. It's not a sales tactic.
It's common sense.
It's just listening. If you telling me where your need is, and if you tell me where your need is, you tell me two things. You tell me, one, you have no intentions on filling your need. You waiting for somebody to do it. And you're telling me you wish I would be the one to do it. And I'm like, I hear you well.
This is
I'm gonna do a meditation. I'm gonna start doing meditations, Grace.
Yeah, if they keep telling you,
Antonio is really the government. He's the government, and he's perpetrating as a human being. He's the government. He is. I'm telling you, because that's how the government's in our pocket, left pocket, right pocket, front purse, coin purse, in our bra.
Piggy bank. Don't forget the piggy bank. You got to break open and then go to a little coin place so you cash your coins for cash.
All of them. That's why government keep taking big tech down to the Congress, because they like, hold on, Phil, you can't get more fingerprints than me, right? That's what Phil invented, how to get fingerprints on the phone. No, we want fingerprints. And Phil's like, we're Apple, we want fingerprints. And that's what the war is against. Who has more control over the citizens, Apple or the US government?
Apple.
That is a real debate. Apple got my face, got my fingers, and they don't just have my face. I at night, actually my sleep apnea is getting better because I'm losing weight. But at night I got this stupid little mask on. And then I have a chin strap on because I don't know if you know a CPAP, but the apple on your mouth is like glass. But I got this chin strap on to keep my mouth, and I got the mask on. And then I've got my locks will be doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And then I have this little black thing that holds my hair in place. And Apple still recognizes my face with all of that on it. If here's the deal, and I play with it sometimes. If I got one eye open, it won't recognize. But if I open both my eyes, it recognizes my face. And now they got my retinas.
Oh, because
Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Did they get your money on having the device to clean your device?
No.
No, they haven't got your money yet on that.
No, not yet.
Boy, when they came out on that on the TV, I said, man, they're going to just rake it. Everybody's got one of those devices, going to buy the device to clean the device.
Yep. You sure right. They ain't got it yet, but they ain't got it because I didn't know that.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
That's the only reason. That's why
I ain't got it.
That's it. That's the only reason. I ain't got it because I ain't seen it. Now I want it. Go ahead, Deanna.
No, I was gonna say, remember when COVID hit and everybody was walking around in masks? And so it was a complaint about the fact that people weren't gonna be able to, they had to pull down their mask to open their phones. Well, I remember Apple coming up, like all of a sudden it just like popped up on the phone or something where you could retake your picture with your mask on. So that way you don't have to worry about taking your mask off. So you to get facial recognition access to your phone. So not only does Apple have, because Apple has this print, Apple has this print, I think. Apple has my face. Apple got more than the government, because if there's certain things that you have to do where you literally have to go into a place and get like your fingerprints done. Like if you're
Yeah,
getting
like we
license,
pre-TSA,
yeah,
we're what you call it? TSA check.
I forgot what it's called,
We just
pre-check
walk
or
through.
something like that.
Pre-check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
TSA
we just
pre-check.
walk through, but they have our fingerprints, they have our retina scans, but we didn't have to go through the government to do that. With Apple, we didn't have to do that. Like if you want to get your gun license, they require you to take your fingerprints. Whereas if I want access to my phone, I just put my dang on thumb on the right spot on my phone and it open up.
Yeah, there's I want to say something so bad, but I'm going to resist the urge from my liberal side to come out about the difference between guns and cars. I can't resist it. I'm trying, but there's a liberal in me screaming right now. We have more data on registering your vehicles than we do for getting a gun license. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. All right, or buying a gun. I couldn't help it. We need to change these laws, but that liberal, I was Republican earlier. Now I'm liberal right now. I'm liberal right now. Can I show y'all something, a top secret thing that you're not supposed to see to prove this conversation and to help you out, just so y'all can see how well, okay, let's get the science club, just so y'all can see what. So when I come here, hold on, get off that. You gotta get off that, Grace. Wait a minute. Not that one. Oh, there we go. Nope, not that. There we go. Too much on the screen, Grace. The writing's going to be small, but I do want you to see something. Grace, if you don't mind reading. This is the C.A.S.H.F.L.O.W, the AI C.A.S.H.F.L.O.W conference, if you don't mind reading.
Target audience. Highly educated individuals aged.
Hold on real quick, Grace. I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. Read there because I don't want people reading ahead.
Okay. Highly educated individuals aged 25 to 55 interested in leveraging artificial intelligence in their finance, investment, and business decision-making processes. This group includes mid to high-level professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors who have a basic to advanced understanding of both finance and artificial intelligence. They earn an average of $100,000 annually and aim to diversify their income streams and increase passive income. These individuals value continued education, staying up to date with trends, and are open to technology-driven solutions for their finance and business needs. I now know who to talk to.
Nah, yeah. Me, Grace, and Dan already had this meeting. What, 2 days ago? We had this meeting about this 2 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was finished with the conference 2 days ago. But look at my data points. I just want you to get me too. Okay. So I'm actually proving Antonio's the government, right? Look at my data points. I have 50 data points on the conference attendees, and I'm not done yet. I'm going to get this to 500. I just have to keep throwing data out and having it come back. Look at this. Location, geographically diverse, but with a concentration in urban areas with thriving tech industries. Let's just go down. Affinity for innovation. They have a strong interest in innovative ideas and disruptive technologies. Spending power. They have discretionary income to invest in products, services, or technologies that can enhance their lives. Up here, I even got risk tolerance. They have a moderate to high risk tolerance necessary for embracing new technologies like AI. Where am I getting these data points from? From my audience, and also paying attention to Apple. Like I'm no longer paying attention to individuals. I'm looking at companies now. So when I tell you, Tracy, I'm gonna share the screen again. So when I tell you this is the conference, like this is the conference. So right here, like this is, see right here, conference description. This is the conference. This is my note for the conference. And when I told you I don't have enough data, I meant I only have 50 pieces of data. I got far more than the average human being could ever wish for. And I'm still saying this is not enough. You know why? Because Susan, right now, can you understand that this is determining how I post about this conference? The words I use, the colors I use, the audience I target, which platforms I'm on, and if I'm on Instagram, what is that going to look like? What? In fact, and that's just my brain. I haven't even thought about to just now copying and pasting this like 3 data points and being like, hey, ChatGPT, give me 30 social media posts
Yeah.
for I haven't even thought about that to just now, Phil.
Well, I was going to say, where do you get your data points to get them for a conference on AI? You get it from AI.
You get it from AI. There you go. So you can see that, I mean, very different. Like this is completely different. And my thinking is completely. I'm thinking so much like a billionaire. It's crazy. Sometimes I shock myself. This is decreasing time, Grace. Sure, I could go out there and sell tickets. Boring. Or I can go to the people who I know fit the description with language that fits their interest. This is the point of what I'm talking about, okay? This is the point of what I'm talking about. Let me pull it back up my other note for y'all. Bam. After you, Grace, poll your audience. If you want to do, what I'm answering here, y'all, is this book domination stuff. I'm answering 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The quotes, merchandise, blog, journal, prompt. I'm telling you, for your quotes, you need to build 100,000 stream of income from the quotes. What does that look like? I don't know, because it's your company. Then I'm saying for merchandise, you need to build $100,000 stream of income. And I'm saying 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is whatever. Is that 4 things? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5. That's 5 different streams of $100,000 incomes. And then I'm telling you, Tracy, make these compete with each other. So Deanna has 1 book. Y'all ready? But 17 streams of income from 1 book. This is what I taught her. She didn't catch it to just now, but this is why I said,
No, the hell didn't.
Okay. This is why, but see, I gotta wait though, Dolores, because I'd be like, because if I tell her something too soon, she don't like that. She don't like that.
Oh yeah, I'm rejected.
She don't like that. So I had to, and I asked permission. Susan, I was like, well, I can, if you want me to, I can, if you want me to. I was real, meek and humble. She said, sure. And I went straight into Antonio mode. Like it was an immediate switch, like an immediate switch. All right, what you want to do? Bam. And she came up with these 17 were her own. It was her. So she got a 3-book series and 17 streams of income now. And I'm attempting in this phone call to convince her to make all of these 100,000 streams of income. And it doesn't matter, but it needs to be believable to you. So put a time on it that's believable. It could be 100,000 for 10 years out. Who cares? That's between you and your confidence. But then your only battle is for decreasing time, because that controls your vehicle. It simplifies this whole how to get wealthy conversation. Go ahead, Neil.
I just want to verify, when you say decrease in time, you mean the time spent to produce, the time spent to decrease the time spent as in the time of energy you put into these?
So that's what it seems like I'm saying, but it's what Susan and I resonated with when I said it. The time in between sales, because nobody has a money problem. What we have is we spend too much time in between the money problem.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Oh, so, but if I make these 17 different sources of income, then it won't, the time will minimize because I have 17 different things out of there. So where one thing isn't selling, I have 16 others that are. And if I have like 14 that aren't selling, I at least have 3 that are.
So you can teach the class then, because that's what I've been talking about this whole time.
No, I'm a student. I ain't
Like that's what I've been talking about this whole time. This is about decreasing the amount of time. If y'all go look at the ATS sales model, which I really need to start pushing because it's brilliant. This is the numbers 2-step. It's only 2 steps. Is decreasing time. When I figured this out, I don't know when. I think I figured it out. I figured it out when I stopped selling to y'all. That's when I figured it out in there. That and I already knew it, but it was deep in my brain. Like, you know, if we taking these sales classes, you know, you try to get a pipeline so you can decrease your time on which you're going to sell people. We know in these good sales classes will tell you that the number one asset to a salesperson is time, and you want to qualify leads so you don't spend much time. But we know this, but I didn't apply it. I didn't take it out of being a salesperson into a business system or a business structure. And that's when I did it. Because genuinely, Tracy, you don't have money problems. You have, I ain't got to money in a long time, so money is getting short problems. Can you see that? Because everybody here has made $1 million. Every last one of you have made $1 million over your lifetime. There's no doubt about it. You're in a civilized country. Money is easily and frequently out here. Every person here over the course of your adult life, your hands have touched $1 million. The problem with that is the time in which it took you to get it and the time in which you kept it was the problem. So now, if you can repeat all the lessons you know, but get that $1 million again every 3 days, I bet you ain't got no more money problems. If you got paid $1 million every 3 days, you wouldn't have no more money problems. You see, it's not the $1 million, it's the frequency in which the $1 million comes. That's the wealth mindset. This is how billionaires think. It's not about getting $1 million. All right, Grace, you want to be a millionaire? Huh. No, here's the real question. Do you want to get $1 million or keep $1 million? Those are 2 different vehicles. They're completely. But if you keep $1 million, you don't need both, because keeping $1 million consistently gets you paid over and over to where the $1 million keeps growing in perpetuity. All right. I think we got Deanna and then Grace, I believe. I think I saw both of your hands. Okay, I didn't see Grace. Did I see you, Deanna?
Yeah, because my question, because you just said, you asked, do we want to keep $1 million or do we want to get $1 million?
Right.
And in my brain, I'm like, well, I want both. I want to continuously get.
But you've already had $1 million.
You're right. So now I want to keep it. I want to keep getting it, and I want to keep it. Like I want both ends.
There you go. I get it. If you keep $1 million, that fundamentally changes your vehicle, because in order to keep money, you have to multiply. You cannot save it. You cannot save. When Phil's grandmother was alive, she could save her way to wealth. There was no Federal Reserve. Anybody born before 1913 could save themselves to wealth. You cannot, under any circumstances, save yourself to wealth today. The US dollar has been devalued. I haven't looked it up in a long time, but it's something like 3,800%. In 1899, a horse cost $199. A horse. Yeah, well, that's probably a bad example. Y'all don't know how expensive horses are. Never mind. Let me use another example. A house in 1899 that's when they start prefabricating houses. You could get a house for $8,000. Grace, do me a favor. Let me show you. Put it on the screen, Grace. I want you to type this here. $8,000 in 1899 is worth how much today? Watch how much your US dollar has been devalued. It's angry. It's gonna make you angry. You share your screen, Grace. You're not sharing your screen. How much is $10,000 in 1899? $18.99. No, that's not. This isn't helping. Oh, that's inflation rate. That's buying power. But let's see. Okay, yeah, I guess go to that little link, that a little linky thingy, maybe. We'll see. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. Look at that. In 1899, the purchasing power would be $335,284.62 today.
Wow.
No, there's no way y'all.
Wow.
Let's look here over this. Like, I want you to think about this for a moment. And right now, Phil, I saw such propaganda yesterday and it was good propaganda too. You can stop your screen, Grace. It was good propaganda. I was like, it almost caught me for a second, Susan. For a second, I went, and I was like, wait a minute. That's lying. Yesterday, before it came out, Joe Biden, shout out to him, got inflation down to 3%. Did y'all see it? Yeah, some of y'all don't see. Y'all don't pay attention like me, Phil, and Susan. Yeah, we be watching. Yeah, no, we be watching. It's down to 3%. And look, Dolores, I went, and I went, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. That's not a good thing. Is it a good thing? Yes. They got us so bamboozled that we are now comparing our struggle against our struggle. We're no longer looking at prosperity, because 3% inflation has nothing, say that screen one more time, has nothing to do with the devaluation of the dollar that has happened. And for like 3 seconds, I was absolutely hook, line, and sinker brainwashed, drinking from Congress's fountain of propaganda. I was absolutely doing it. I think Grace is froze. But anyway, y'all saw how $10,000 is $335,000. That's insane. That's a lot of money. And to think about that, $18.99, $335,000. Tracy, I wish I could time travel. I wish I could time travel. Boy, I clean up. I wish I could time travel. So this is the idea of decreasing that time and knowing that you can't save yourself the wealth anymore. If you want to keep $1 million, if you want to keep $100,000, you have to multiply it, because inflation is working against you. And it's not just inflation. There's a silent killer. When we say inflation is a silent killer, but that devaluation of the dollar, man, that's something. That's something. That is something. And that is something very serious that we really, one day, America's going to have a serious conversation about the Federal Reserve. Now, it ain't going to work, but still need to have it, right? This is why debt is good, because the way money exists today, you must have debt to even make it. It's not my fault. That's not my words. I'm just telling you, Tracy, what's your credit score? It is how well you manage your debt. If Adonia has no debt, her score drops. If Adonia pays off a credit card, she would lose 5 points. Just tell you what it is. I'll just tell you what it is. If you get somebody to clean up your credit, and they remove one of your debts, your credit won't increase unless a couple of things happen. Because once you get rid of that debt, you also get rid of that payment history. And that's an issue, because we need proof that you pay. This is why the system is something else. Let me give you the last point for the day, and we'll pick up Monday. You got to control your price points. But I need to explain this though, okay? I need to explain to you that a low price point equals high energy output. Nothing wrong with that. But here's the cons of having the bad side of having a low price point. When you have a low price point, anyone can compete with you. There's no exclusivity. And you have to spend more money on advertising. Did I give me? Here's the pro of a low price point. You get more customers. This is not bad, but this is why I want you to have if I had my choice, I want Janice to have a business model that includes low price points and high price points, and you put them in a value ladder to where you train Phil to spend $10 with you, and then you're advertising for Phil changes because your next product is $20. Now you need to train Phil to spend $20 with you. And then your price point changes because now Phil has spent $20, but your next price point is $150. You can't just take Phil from free to $150 that fast. But that's what we try to do, Dolores. That's exactly what we try to do. No, Phil needs to be trained to go from $20 to $150. That's a hell of a jump. That's $150 of trust. So what do you need to get from Phil to give you $150 of trust? It's simple. $150 of thank you. You must first give Phil thank yous for Phil to trust you. Remember, money is just saying thank you. When I give you my money, I'm actually telling you thank you. So what you have, yeah, was that new to y'all? When I give you my money, I'm saying thank you. That's money it's just gratitude. It is, you deserve this. You have served this. You have served me. You made me happy, or this is what I've been looking for, or I'm trying to get Adonia to sleep with me. So thank you. So, like here, thank you. So she can be impressed, or whatever that may be, right? This is all money is. We wine and dine. Thank you, bartender. Take care of her real good. You know what I'm saying? It's her birthday. Thank you for making me look like I care on her birthday. It's all the same thing. Money is just thank you. So when you spend money, it's a thank you. But you can't take Phil from I have 20 thank yous to you to 20,000 thank yous to you. You haven't given him 20,000 reasons to thank you. That's why you have a value ladder. You walk your customer to a different level of thank you, which then changes your vehicle, which also changes your advertising, which also says you need a CRM because you got to know where every customer in your organization is according to their level of thank you. That's all this is. And I know I have a way of explaining it so simple, but it's kind of a gift. I'm a pioneer teacher according to the Kenosha's. So it's kind of my thing. I could do this pretty well. And it's just thank you. That's all it is. It's just thank you. What you don't remember, Deanna?
I was responding to Grace, but it went to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was asking if you were answering Tracy's question.
So the next point was control your price points. That's where I'm at. And it's the last point. Only one I'm gonna cover today.
Okay, she had put a question. She had put a question in the chat. So I didn't know.
I never saw this. How do we get the products to produce 100,000, or do we have to figure that out? No, I'm gonna tell you. You don't have to figure it out, but that's a great question. Looking at time. First off, your product can't be trash. No crap products. I didn't say your product needs to be perfect. It just can't be trash. Okay, it can't be trash. It can be trash to make 10,000, but once you start getting to 100,000, you know what? It could be trash at 100,000 if you put it like 5 years on it. But if you're trying to do 100,000 a year, you can't have trash. The internet has ruined that for you. There's too many options out here now. So you can't do that. Okay. So it can't be trash. After that, there's a formula. I'll give you the formula. Okay. Consider your organization as 100%. Consider that. That's a whole. 100% means whole. Assuming that you create a self-liquidating offer and a value ladder, these things I'm about to say make sense. If you don't create a self-liquidating offer and a value ladder, these things will not make sense. These numbers will not be correct. These numbers will not be correct. So what's a self-liquidating offer? Liquid means cash. Self means self. And the offer, you already know what that is. So a self-cash offer. So what does that mean? It means that Pathbender is a self-liquidating offer. It costs $2,900 to get in the program. The book, it costs, I don't know what it costs, whatever Melissa made it cost. It's what it costs, whatever Melissa did. It means every time someone buys the program, they're paying for another 1,000 books. That means that I'm not getting rich off the book, I'm getting rich off the program. Because people are essentially paying me $2,000 to be my customer. What's the only way in the Pathbender? Through the book. That's all that. If you get the book, there's a QR code right there that you scan. Right? That's the way. So that's a self-liquidating offer. Let's make a simple one now. A self-liquidating offer is when you spend money and get that money back. Once you get your money back, not only can you map out sales projections, but there's something that happens so powerful. I'm sure Phil already figured it out. You have no budget no more. This means if it costs you $10, so you got to know what your CAC, your customer acquisition cost is. If it costs you $10 to get your customer, but you have in place a value ladder, as soon as they get in, you have this $10 offer. Actually, I would do something like a $15 offer. I would try to go. Actually, no, I would break even. I would do a $10 offer. If it costs me $10 to get you in, I have a $10 offer. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure I get my money back for you. And as soon as I do that, you cannot outspend me. It's impossible because my return on investment is infinity. If I spend $10 and you give me $10, that's a return on investment of infinity. That means in perpetuity, I can continue to throw $1,000. I'm gonna get back $1,000. I throw $1 million, I'm gonna get back $1 million. This is why I like low-end products on the front end, because I'm not trying to sell you what I want. I'm trying to sell you what you want and get you for free. McDonald's is perfect for this. McDonald's, it costs $1.81 for McDonald's to market you in. That's the burger though. And then they say, do you want fries with that? There it is. Now they 40 cents plus. And they say, would you like a drink? And you're offended. Like, of course. Dolores is like, I came here for a meal. Why would you do me like that? I'm trying to get full. So now McDonald's has 3 sales and 1 transaction. 3 sales. They're now plus $8 on you now. That meal costs $9. And they say, we want to supersize it? You know what? I feel like spoiling myself today. Okay. At $9.50. Want a dessert? Sure. We give you 2 for, bam. Now they're $11. So that's one person. You just made 5 transactions. Let me blow your mind. This is why McDonald's is so successful. Because I don't know how many of y'all go to McDonald's, because none of us really go anymore because nasty. But they're not going to advertise for me either. I'm sorry, McDonald's. Sorry. Forgive me. Strike that for the record, advertisers. Okay, they struck it. But this is why McDonald's commercials look this way. We're in right here, Grace. Now pick up. This is why McDonald's commercials look this way. This is why they don't advertise to Phil and Susan. They ain't got no damn kids. I mean, they do, but I'm talking about kids, like those kids, those kids.
Kid age.
Yeah, this is why the McDonald's commercials are bright colors and all that stuff, because McDonald's is brilliant. They are attempting to get 20 transactions out of each car. Them 3 kids in the back, your brother kids and yours. Ooh, shut these kids up. Okay, what y'all want? That's that Happy Meal. That's 3 transactions a piece. That's 9 transactions from the back seat. Can I get a snow cone too? Ugh. All right, you get that. And then they got your order. And from that one car, they're averaging 15 orders. You cannot be a poor company getting 15 sales per car. Go ahead, Phil.
And they've got us programmed so intensely that in reality, you should never drink with your meal because you're diluting your digestive juices. So when you have a meal, you should never drink because you make your digestive less efficient by drinking during meals. But they've got us programmed that, oh, got to have something to drink with my meals.
Yep, you're right. You know what? I never thought about that, but I read the book McDonald's, like from Ray Kroc. He invented the drinks. Before them, he did it from CVS. There was no lids on drinks before he did it. And he invented it. So Phil's not just right today. He's right from when it got invented. He started with CVS or whatever, it was CVS, Walgreens, whatever it was. This like, and I read the book for Chick-fil-A too. Chick-fil-A invented the chicken sandwich. That baffles me how Chick-fil-A invented the chicken sandwich, because it seems like a chicken sandwich just made sense, but apparently it did not until, True and Kathy did it. Apparently it did not. So we're ending here. That's 15 transactions, Grace, in one car. Plus you go and you start smelling the food and you go, let me get something too. For you, it's $40. For McDonald's, it's $39 profit. That's what I'm attempting to do with ATS or with Rhino Leg. I'm building the McDonald's. That's why I ain't in no rush, but I'm in a rush, right? I'm building the McDonald's model. Absolutely. Think about this for a moment. Rhino Leg's about to come out, and all of a sudden, Susan, I got my own 10X conference. Like, really? Like, you really think that's coincidence that has a book? Really? No, I'm absolutely stacking the deck in our favor to win and get customers and start a movement. If I can start a movement, and that's why I called it AI cash flow. 4 syllables, AI cash flow. On purpose, wasn't more than that. I could see it on t-shirts. I'm just trying to start a movement. And that's why it's completely about finance and increasing your finance with AI, because everybody else is going to try to do everything else. But no, finance, not business, finance, as in real estate and stocks and all sorts of stuff, and fintech, which is, financial technology, because nobody's there yet. And we know it, Phil. Power of being first, not first like you get darts in your back, but first as in you own this space. And from there, what are you going to need? You need Rhino Leg. There you go. Why did I do encrypted messages the way I'm doing it? Because you got to send messages. What if I can have you sending messages encryptedly through your CRM? Ooh, that's why I pulled that out, made it a standalone app. This is decreasing the time. Tommy for 90 seconds, Grace. This is decreasing the time in which it takes you to make sales. I don't want clients anymore, but I want Rhino Leg to have 1 billion clients. I just don't want them. I want the software to have them. I don't want them. I want the software to have them. And it's actually up and running right now. Rhino Leg is actually up and running. I just have not fixed the registration page. It was supposed to be a video here. It's like up and running right now. So if you're asking when Rhino Leg is coming out, it's actually out. I just haven't launched it yet. But you can see it like here. I got to fix this footer. I haven't done this because this is cosmetic stuff, which takes 30 minutes. And I had to write the code. That's nothing. That's just the front end stuff. That's nothing. That's not the functionality of the thing. But the registration page is up. That's supposed to be a video. And what I was doing, you know what? I'll show you exactly what I was doing. I'm sure I'm going to change this. I'm absolutely sure I'm going to change this. But I'll show you what I was doing. Apple. This is what I was doing. When you go to Apple AirPods, if you look at this, here's this thing here, and here's this video, and here's this thing. Now look, same energy. Here's this thing here, here's this video. So when you see this here, that's actually this thing happening. So I was actually saying, how do I want to, what aesthetics do I want on Rhino Leg? And I was thinking apple. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't, I don't know. But that was my thought process behind that thing. So decrease the time, chicken leg and butter bread are paying. I'm just saying, if you just take one thing from this call, we're gonna launch this out. Just take one thing from this call. We have a sit in between sales problem. And I know all y'all caught that because I can see your faces. I think if we receive that, I think it starts to change our business models. Because we're in between sales too long. And as business entrepreneurs, we traded check from check to client, which is equally disastrous. Equally disastrous. We don't want that either. All of you, here's your homework. I don't know, all y'all won't do it, but whoever will would benefit. I know Tracy would do it. I know Melissa would do it. And Dolores always does things too. I want you to monitor your next sale. And then I want you to think about the time that you made your last sale.
I'm gonna get my doggone screws. That's what I'm gonna do.
Get your screws. Okay. Dolores, I want you to think about your very last sale. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think about your next sale when it comes. And I want you to monitor the time that took. And that's what you're attacking from now on. It's the most practical advice I can give you. It's certainly not in books. Somebody does need to write a book about this, though, Phil. I think that would be a great book. I'm not going to do it. I'm just telling you, I have no intention on doing it. Maybe I will, but I doubt it. If I do, it'll be a section of a book. I'm not making a whole book about it. Monitor how long it's taking to make sales. Don't be mad about it. Just know that's your current business level that you got. Now go create a vehicle and other things that decrease that time. There's too many things. I was going to say too many things. It would have lengthened out the class with vehicle marketing, blah, 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 blah. It's too many things, like 18 things I could think of. That's our problem. Do you hear me? Our problem is how long. Tree and Press should be thinking this immediately. Tree and Press should be focusing on selling 10 books a second. If that's not a Tree and Press goal, then it is now, because Melissa don't know how to hear great ideas without executing on them. That should be the goal. Go from your last sale to your next sale. And there will tell you how effective the marketplace believes that you are. And from there, that's when you change. Deanna, remind me. See what you got that homework, monitor your next sale. Think about that. That's where we're starting Monday. And I'm going to tie, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all this and I'm going to tie all that 17 into there. And that's where we started Monday. Don't let me forget y'all. That's where we started Monday. How do we decrease Tracy from sale to sale? It's not about making more money. It's about decreasing the time in which you spend making that money. And if you can focus there, then you automatically answer the question, keep $1 million. You automatically answer that question. I will warn you in my last words, this is not going to be easy. This is going to be frustrating because most of you are going to find out your business needs to be gutted out. But this is wealth stuff, though. If your business needs to be gutted out, don't take offense to that. Just know that you built a middle-class business. This is a wealth exercise. This is a wealthy-minded exercise. And the middle-class mindset can't handle what we're doing right now. Most of y'all businesses need to be completely revamped. Not because you're a bad leader, because you built it as far as that middle-class mindset would take it. Now we're going to something different. That's all. That's all. So try not to be offended. You probably will get frustrated, but that's good. Congratulations. You should be frustrated. You're pissed off for greatness is what E.T. would say. Egg Thomas would say, right? That's what you do. That's what you do. Decrease time. Decrease time, decrease time. Grace, I don't know when the last time. I knew last time you made it was like July 13th or something, right? Or something like that.
Was
Or
last week?
whatever.
2 weeks ago? Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But look though, that's 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It was a big sale. So I want you to monitor when is the last time you made it. Don't say it out loud. When is the last time you made a sale before that? And that's what we're attacking here. So Grace, later on today, how about me and you, since I get paid when you get paid? I like that. I like that. And me and Grace on a business together. If it's two hungry people here, I've built something for the benefit of me, Phil, Susan, and Deanna. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I ain't really got nobody else in that category. Sorry, I really don't. I really don't. I don't even have Jerome and Law in there. Sorry. But I have built something, but we need two people to share in the wealth because we need to add to the labor force. That's all I'm gonna say about it. On the top of my list was Tracy, but then Deanna brought up Tyrell yesterday. I was like, damn, that would actually be a great, because he got the hustle he does. I was like, that makes sense. Anyway, or something like that. We'll talk. Let's throw it out there. We'll see what it is. We'll throw it out there. The business is that 40,000 leads a month. That's what the business is, Phil and Susan. That's what it is. Okay. That's what it is. That's why it ain't out here. That's why I ain't talk about it. That's ours. That's ours. That's ours. Decrease the time it takes to make money. That's all you have to do. I promise you, it will fundamentally change your thinking. This is how I start thinking like a billionaire by attacking this thing. I recognize that millionaires have nothing to do with billionaire thinking. They're not even close. They're not even close. They're not even close. Not even close. That's it for me. We'll see you on Monday. Drink responsibly. Almond milk, preferably. No alcohol, almond milk. We'll take that. And you can plant better. You can dominate. Love you, everybody.
Love you more.
Love you more.
More.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.